Hello, Pokemon Go trainers. This is Seahawks fan with a very long Go Battle League video. Go Battle Weekend, 100 battles a day. Now, able to climb up super high, highest by a ton for the season. I did already use this team very recently, but it was really good. Now, it's an ABB style team. Got very strong, absolutely most broken dragon in the game, and then two real nice answers to the weaknesses. Now, with ABB style teams, if you have a bad lead, you pick one safe swap. Often the worst of the two for the lead matchup. So then you can have a better matchup for one of your backline Pokemon for when you eventually hopefully see the lead. And Master League, very limited meta. Now, my peers are everywhere, which you gotta be a little careful about. And also, Ho is very strong. And having Ho aligned into a Steel type is terrible. And having a Steel type aligned into Rhyperior is also pretty bad. But we're gonna get a nice win. Now, I was 2560 elo at starting this matchup, which is pretty nice. But also, taking a shield advantage is very nice. So, the most popular core in Master League right now is Origin Palkia Rhyperior. And with the Tapu Bulu lead, that's a very strong team in this meta, especially being ready for Zygarde leads. Now, for this battle, wanted to take a shield advantage, which is key. I imagine they do have Breaking Swipe, but I don't know why they threw Rock Record. That's just bad. They do still reach another Breaking Swipe, which good to know. But I'm just going to bring in Solgaleo. Now, I do have Solarbeam Solgaleo because it's spice, and honestly, it was real helpful. Very nice closer. And we are going to kaboom! We don't take the Palkia out. But we are almost a perfect level 50 Solgaleo, missing just a couple 2 HP points in IVs. Able to take out the Palkia. I'm going to save my shield for Solgaleo. I want to get as much damage. Even with the debuff, it's a hefty Bullet Seed farm down. And they just take me out, which is fantastic. Gonna get these debuffs going ASAP. Able to grab the shield, which just needed to get the debuff and Fire Spin down. Very nice. Now, a lot of scenarios, Solgaleo has been able to survive a Nature's Madness. It's very tanky. As a Steel type, it resists Bulu's very all its moves except Mega Horn, which you may see it. We're going to be met with a Ho after trying to catch a War of Time. Because both our lines, they do survive just fine. And the Dragon Breath farm down is not something they're good with. Definitely happy to drag out the Ho. I do get the nice Dragon Tail down. Get a full send the Earthquake. Do they respect the damage? I respect potential War of Time. Unfortunately, it is what it is, but kaboom! And we have Landorus. Now, I did give him an energy advantage, which should have just swapped immediately. I am going to shield up because getting these debuffs is what I need. And I should be able to, even with the energy advantage from my opponent, get to 2 debuffs. At least get them to 0 energy. And they're already under half health. Another debuff on the way with some decent damage. They may be attack trapping me. But Zygarde is still Zygarde. I do actually swap. I may be able to sneak another move, but that is unneeded. Let's go. Let's see. Okay, and this is also why I like ABB style teams. Now we are met with Rhyperior, very unsurprising. Very unsurprising. Good no shield. If they run Spicy Surf, they're almost always going to be shielding up a Sunsteel Strike. Should have gone for Dog Pulse. Could have actually reached 2 Dog Pulse, which would have been very handy damage. Still going to be a close battle. Breaking Swipe launched. I'm not going to be giving up any shields, and I'm just going to go for Earthquake. I want to get that damage if I can land it. But I did actually no, I'm not going. I already took a shield, so. Oh, they make a swap. Interesting. They're keeping my here, which is a little tricky. Just going to stay in. Earthquake's going to kaboom. That's actually so massive. I need to preserve health. And honestly, Surf is a lot of damage. Able to get a nice Fire Spin down, resisted. And they give me their third Pokemon. Well, the lead they had. Gonna be able to get the debuffs going. And it's not going to take them out. So I'm going to get some energy, which is very needed. They are just good enough IVs. Or is shielded. We have back-to-back charge attacks. And they shield the first one. Let's go. Their mistake. But we had back-to-back. Let's go. Beautiful. Let's see who the next foe is going to have. It's Dawnwings the Crowsmith. Beautiful lead. And we drag out 8. Oh, now, with the energy advantage, they're able to not get one shield farm down in the Shadow Claw race against Duskmane Necrozma, but I need to stay in because it would have been lovely to have Zygarde's be putting so much pressure with the crunch, but we're able to get farm down. Nice. We find a third Pokemon. I make a risky play of trying to just full send the EQ, but unfortunately could not reach it in time. And they are going to be able to take both my shields. And I'm just going to leave with this energy because, they're going to have to full send War of Time. Solgaleo is going to easily survive War of Time, and I'm going to have pretty heavy hitting moves. Definitely worthwhile for my opponent to shield now. But also, it's just a tricky scenario. Going to be able to swap, get those debuffs going. Should have just clicked the Psychic Fingers straight away, but didn't realize I had it. Able to grab the last shield off my opponent. Let's go. War of Time, not enough. Gonna go for another debuff because Fire Spin damage is key. And goodbye. Let's see. Well, actually, went down to 20. I lost some elo, 25-57. Even high gain. But Shadow Rhyperior comes in. Breaking Swipe. And are we going to be able to reach 2 Dark Pulses? I take a shield. And they do throw to not take another move. Maybe they weren't sure if it was Sunstone Strike, but not wanting a double shield. Well, they probably would have survived, but definitely risky. Zygarde's going to be able to come in. It's going to take lots of damage. But we have Solgaleo, the closer. And we have Rhyperior out of here. And we're going to find a Palkia, which we have the secret weapon of Solar Beam. Now, Psychic Fangs do add up if you get enough. We're going to full send the Solar Beam and not take the KO, but kaboom! Get them down to red. They're in Psychic Fang's range. And I do not want to risk them shielding up a second Psychic Fang, so going for the kaboom. Thankfully able to land it. Dragon Tail Snipe, we have a move. We have enough health left for a tricky farm down if they do try. And we have enough health on Solgaleo to survive a Nature's Madness. They can only stack up 2 Nature's Madness in a row. And that Fire Spin damage that we're going to get in between that is phenomenal. But we can actually just swap in. We can just shield up. Should have definitely still survived Nature Madness, but let's go. Easier just being able to shield up. And we have another Tapu Bulu. It's a trap for my opponent. We do drag out Kyogre, which is okay. Gonna go for the heavier hitting To kaboom. Oh, no, I grab a shield. They're going to shield. They want to easily win alignment. And I am very efficient. I do barely hang on. Understandable if you would have not risked the damage, but I was able to easily clean up, get the carry very low, and we have Solgaleo to hard carry, able to go for the debuff, which is key. Now, if you won Ironhead with this team, should still do good, just got to be a little bit more careful about Palkias, because you don't have that immediate Solar Beam, almost one-shot move. Able to clean up the Primarina. We are going to be shielding a Surf. That's pretty valuable. Actually, the best thing we can shield left in the battle. The best things we could have shielded were, like, our Water-type moves, Hydro Cannon, and Surf. We have no shields. We can't shield. But with the debuff launched, it's going to be some big damage from the Fire Spin. And it seems my opponent may have a close app. Let's go. Nice. Very nice. Yveltal lead, okay. If Zygarde is good enough, then it can win the zero shield scenario. I have a good enough one, which is crazy that with resistant moves. But also, defense drop is very helpful. Dog Pulse is going to do some damage. If you have Oblivion Wing, it's just better. Just better, but maybe they don't. Maybe they have a Focus Blast Spice like me. Maybe Hurricane? Possibly. Oh, another defense drop. Let's go. Even better. And actually dragging out a Landorus is not what we want to see. We do get a defense drop. Oh my gosh, my opponent just getting absolutely wrecked. I do decide to bring in the debuffing Solgaleo. They are debuffed already. They did get my attack drop, which they're not going to want to shield up the very damaged, debuffed Landorus, which is nice. Just going to stay in, get a debuff because they can't remove it. Going to respect the damage. Oh, they're just going to continue and trying to spam out moves. Hope that there's like Gyarados in the back that after they get my shields, they can just one-shot me. But unfortunately for them, I have a second line. Fire Spin damage adding up, able to continually spam and force the last shield. Solgaleo is not going to close out this battle because we have taken just a bit too much damage, but Necrozma can easily 3 Shadow Claw farm down. Lead into Kyogre, which is nice. Very common to have 2 fairies in the back, which... Oh, it is almost surely 2 fairies. Almost surely 2 fairies. But also there's a lot of water. It could be a Palkia in the back, which... And maybe I would have wanted Necrozma for Palkia instead. But here... Sunsteel Strike, kaboom! So often people are not going to shield up after debuffing themselves. Especially the Zacian into Necrozma. Gonna be a little tricky depending on what the third Pokemon is in the back. We respect the Blizzard. And they concede. Let's go. They did not want smoke. They were not ready. Maybe not another fairy. Or they were like, they obviously have something else for their third Pokemon to cover the fairies. Solgaleo safe swap this time. Just gonna let them launch a close combat and dip. Oh, they're gonna bring in Palkia. Are they going to respect the Solar Beam? We're gonna no shield the Aqua Tail. I could have gotten a free Fire Spin, but that's fine. Solar Beam, kabooms! And actually, I really wish I would have gotten that free fast move, but I do get to Psychic Fangs for the KO. And they really needed to have alignment here. They do have some... Actually, maybe they were out of energy. Close combat and dip into Dialga. Just going to get to this Dark Pulse. Oh, I'm going to grab a shield with Dark Pulse. That's actually so massive. I mean, it's not a bad choice to shield for what was left in play. I know what he's going to do. Going to grab a shield. Crunch, no debuff. That's fine. in a pretty good spot. Gonna be reaching another crunch. They don't have Draco, but they do pivot into Xerneas. I am able to switch shortly after, which is very key. Close combat is respected. Maybe Dog Pulse would have been enough, but I did not want to risk it. We're going to force the energy out of Dialga. We survived the Iron Head. Let's go. They did not have the energy charged up they needed to win the battle. Let's go. And here, 25-57. Very nice. Set to go. 5-0, 26-29. This team is amazing. This team is incredible. I mean, you would hope so. Only one hundo, but 3 level 50s. Definitely. I mean, if the non-hundos, well, Zygarde just got very, very lucky. And Solgaleo, I mean, that was a lucky trade, but that was still insanely lucky. Now, we are going to go for the Dog Pulse here because we can Shadow Claw down. Actually, no, we just take the KO. Inefficiency, like, I cannot have survived the next Incinerate, so I threw the Dog Pulse ASAP after 6 Shadow Claws instead of 7. But I cannot have survived the third Incinerate. I do have alignment, and Tabula is getting absolutely wrecked by the mighty Solgaleo. And let's see what is going to stay debuffed. It's the Ho-Oh. Let's go. We have a shield. They have none. We have Zygarde to do Zygarde things. We're going to have enough health left to reach 2 Psychic Fangs. And we can just bring in Zygarde, Dragon Tail down. Let's go. They're not going to take the KO. Solgaleo. Actually, maybe they did. Beautiful lead. And actually so important that they swapped in Yveltal. And I mean, it is pretty nice pairing, covering the obvious psychic type weakness of Mewtwo's, which Mewtwo's are pretty much definitely gone away. Definitely not as good as they used to be, but they're still very strong. Just tough meta for them with all the Yveltals and the Bacon Birds able to survive and no shield, but we take each other out. I do have a shield advantage. I do have 2 lines, which could be a tad tricky. Gonna bring in a Necrozma. If I had brought in Solgaleo, that would have been just win. But I'm going to respect the Dog Pulse. It's going to do a lot of damage. Are they going to respect the Sunsteel Strike? We grab a shield. Let's go. Going to leave with some energy, make a catch. I definitely would much rather a 1-shielded Necrozma. They do bring in Nihilego now. They are resisting the Fire type fast moves, Fire Spin. But I am dishing super effective, debuffing every time. Psychic Fangs. Do they have the fast attack pressure to take me out in time? Actually, I'm happy at that the throwing move. Power Gem does not take the KO. I get a Shadow Claw farm down. I have a shield. They need back-to-back moves. But I was just 1 Shadow Claw away. And goodbye, Zarude. You're not welcomed here. You are too rude. So I got into a fellow Lion. A Duskmane Necrozma. This is a 98, possibly. 96, maybe. Actually, not entirely sure. Outrage, okay. We're at the elo of people being like, yep, we need to have Outrage on Necrozma. Actually, don't think I've used it. Outrage Necrozma. I mean, definitely a smart pick. Being able to do so much effective damage. But also Iron Head. They got rid of Sunsteel Strike, which there's no way to Elite TM it. You have to unfuse and refuse to get the Adventure move back on. We do find a Kyogre, which is actually pretty nice to drag out. Dog Pulse, and we can reach another Dog Pulse after surviving, hopefully. Do we? Surf not the KO, but no, they waterfall down. Don't take the Dog Pulse. We need a damage registration error for the waterfall damage not taking effect, though, so oh no. Can we fire spin down? We can. We're in a pretty okay position. But unfortunately, they're just going to take the win because Aqua Tail is going to win Charge Attack priority. We needed to land 2 moves, Psychic Fangs and the Solo Beam. But just couldn't get to the energy in time. It is what it is. We're climbing up already. Gonna respect the outrage. Because that's what I'm seeing. Now, if you have Outrage Ironhead or Outrage Sunstone Strike, that's going to be very difficult in the mirror match. I should be able to reach 2 crunches, maybe. I should just end up grabbing a shield and pivoting to Necrozma. Gonna overfarm now. I should have just thrown the Dark Pulse when I got it. But now I'm like giving them less farm. I don't get to the second move, which is annoying, very annoying. Gonna be tricky. Gonna be able to survive a move. But I really do need to make a nice catch. I'm gonna swap. Get the energy I need for Crunch. Is Crunch gonna KO? Oh, it's gonna do nice into the to chip down the Kyogre. Kept on energy, wait for them to catch, potentially, which would have been lose condition, but kaboom! Goodbye! Kyogre. Is Psychic Fangs enough? No, it's not. But unfortunately, Palkia is just a little too strong for the Lion. Even with that Kyogre absolute nuke. Just not enough damage. Gonna pivot into Necrozma, dragging out a Landorus, Therian. That's not the worst. Should I go full send or are they going to shield? They don't shield. Oh no, I should have full send the Sunstone Strike. I could have won alignment. Oopsie. But here we go. Just going to go for the full farm down with Dragon Tail. Even debuffed. Actually, I pivot into Solgaleo to leave with energy so I can have that energy for later. They are in range of Solar Beam, but that's going to be a lot of energy I need to gain to launch. And surely they're going to shield something. 2 shields, so going to commit the Psychic Fangs before I have Solar Beam. And they are in range of 2 Psychic Fangs, so if they no shield, or we take a shield, which is actually key, we can swap and grab the last shield, but we have back-to-back crunches. Oh, they make a catch, but we're able to survive a Nature's Madness. I should have just gone for the Earthquake. Extra damage. Yeah. I don't think I got the defense drop. I can no shield. Just fine. I do need to leave with a move. Can I fire spin down from here? 1, 2. Oh, and they swap into Palkia. Trying to get to a move in time, but goodbye. And the Tapu Bulu goes down. We got an expert we're going up against. Oh my gosh. I was expert last season and legend last season. An expert for the first time the season before last season. 2 seasons ago then. We're going to have Zacian, which may be better to bring in Solgaleo. They're going to go for the debuffs of themselves, trying to get my shields. Just smart. Kept on energy, so here we go for the Dog Pulse. It's enough for the KO. Actually, no, but getting Shadow Claw energy is very nice. And we are back with the Landorus. Going to grab a shield. Can I reach another? No, they're just going to throw and not be forced to go like half health or shield up. But we do have a Tapu Bulu, which actually was right to bring in the Necrozma because Solgaleo has an insane matchup into Tapu Bulu with that 5 spin fast attack pressure and debuffs. Zygarde v Zygarde, they have a slightly better Zygarde. Maybe they have 15 attack. Possibly. Maybe not. I get the defense drop, which is key. Now you can run Outrage. on your Zygarde and win that matchup. And I was able to get the debuff first and get the extra Dragon Breath damage. No, Dragon Tail damage. This is not Dragon Breath. Dragon Breath Zygarde. Oh my gosh, that would be a sight to see. That'd be fun to use. 1 turn fast moves instead of 3. I'm able to reach the Crunch, which is actually handy. Really handy. They do have an Incinerate of energy, which is nice. Gonna be able to grab a shield. A little awkward scenario. Gonna pivot into Solgaleo. They let go of the dog pulse. I'm gonna let go of the dog pulse, but actually I'm running out of health. Can I survive one more Fire Spin? No, one more Incinerate, maybe. If I do, then I can throw another Fire Spin and reach a second Psychic Fangs. Well, I already could reach a second Psychic Fangs without the energy, but it's very nice. 2 debuffs. Ho-Oh being unable to charge up back-to-back moves. They get attack drop, but we take the tie. We knock each other out. That attack drop may have just saved the Ho-Oh from losing, which would have been very key for us, but it's fine. Gonna be met with the Shundo Ho-Oh. It is what it is. We're gonna have Dog Pulse to get some big damage. They're gonna be throwing a Sacred Fire, actually no shield. We are just happy to drag out the Ho-Oh before they get to the second move, the Brave Bird. And yeah, they're gonna go for the Brave Bird. And they go down. Let's go. We're going to see Tapu Bulu. 2 shields in place still for each of us. We are going to shield up the Iron Head, unfortunately, but that's not the worst. Psychic Fangs can be 1 shield Fire Spin down. Actually, no shield. Expecting a second Iron Head, which is fantastic. And we Fire Spin down. They have 1 Pokemon left. I mean, we have back-to-back Psychic Fangs. And we have a shield. And this Fire Spin damage is going to chunk away. And goodbye. Goodbye, Tapu Bulu. You can't defeat the lion. The bull gets beat by the lion. And now we have a Yveltal. Nice, very nice. Not too shabby. Crunch and the defense drop. Let's go. This is absolutely huge. Let's see. What move are they going to throw? Another Dog Pulse. Wait. Oblivion Wing. Yeah. Smart. Throwing the right move. And we're going to drag it out by Peerage. It's actually really important. I almost left the game on accident. That would have been terrible. But here, we are going to be able to get some crunch damage. We're going to be taking a lot of Mud Slap damage. But we have 2 Steel types left. We can resist the Rock Wrecker, which they should have thrown Breaking Strike probably. Actually, yeah. They do snipe us with the Yveltal, but Yveltal then goes down. Let's see who is up next. Returning the Rhyperior. Gonna no shield. Is it a Breaking Swipe? Attack drop? That's big for them. We should still be able to KO. And we can debuff. Actually, no, we don't. They're able to reach a second move. And there's a Ho in the back, so. Real tough team for us. Real strong team into us, especially with saving the Ho-Ohs for the backbone. We couldn't, I mean, it's definitely a tricky scenario going into Sucker Punch. Yeah, just, that's the toughest team I think we could face. Probably needed to use Solgaleo to go up against Yveltal, which, tough prediction to make. Tough team read, but now a Ho goes down. We did commit both shields to keep alignment. Well, to win alignment, because actually, yeah. Able to have this matchup. Is the switch clock going to be up in time enough so they can not get stuck with all the debuffs from Solgaleo onto the Rhyperior, which is very key for me. Should I have just full sended Solar Beam? Probably. I could have landed it and won it KO, but I did not want to risk losing all the energy when I can just debuff. But I'm only able to get to 2 moves. But all this energy, I mean, it's going to be a lot. They are very debuffed, which is what's keeping me in this game. Crunch is going to grab the last shield, no debuff. It's going to be close. Should have just full sended the Solar Beam, but who would have guessed? It would no shield. I hang on. I reach the last Crunch, and Crunch is going to take the GG. Nice knockout. Climbing up and elo. Wins and wins and wins. We have Rhyperior, perfect Rhyperior. And we're just going to stay in. I mean, this way we want Rhyperior. We really just despise Rhyperior and Ho-Oh because, well, we want Zygarde for both of them, but we land the Earthquake, which is huge. We can cleanly win alignment. And we're going to see a Tapu Lele. Okay. Honestly, very nice to see. Astonish is very strong. We get the defense drop, which is fantastic. Going to pivot into Solgaleo to get the Duskmane to get that Shadow Claw damage. But they are doing a lot of damage themselves into me. Able to grab a shield finally. Going to see Tapu Bulu. 2 Tapus in the back. But unfortunately, they didn't have the right matchup they needed. Next opponent, Rhyperior in the lead. This is nice. The backline is what's going to be the outcome that's most important. Well, it's going to be important to see what's in the back. Oh, they make a nice catch, but their Tapu Bulu is going to get walled and get completely fire spin down. But that energy would have been nice to throw into Rhyperior. They have Mega Horn. Respect it. That's good. Goodbye them. Nice. But Solar Beam kabooms! Absolute decimation. Annihilating the Rhyperior. We full send it. They have a Premium and it's going to stay debuffed for the rest of the battle. We're just going to bring in our third Pokemon. Let them see what the team was. And yeah, they're going to leave because they knew we saw 2 shields. Plenty of health on our Pokemon. Easy win in the bag after farming down and then solo beaming the Rhyperior. Let's see who comes. So we got another outraging Duskmane Crozma. That's okay. That's Oakley Dokley for us. Crunch is going to do some nice damage. Going to pivot into my own Necrozma. Going to no shield. Outrage. And they got some important chip, even if it was a bad move to throw. Just because they don't have the move they'd want to throw. Able to land a very heavy-hitting Sunstone Strike, which may be resisted, but a lot of damage. We are down shield. And if there is a Rhyperior that is problematic, it is a Premium, which is also kind of tricky. It's going to be... Oh, it's Waterfall. That's not what we want. That's not what we want to see. Earthquake is going to kaboom. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Going to no shield. Going to be in a tricky scenario. Solgaleo comes in. We need the extra fast attack damage we can get. They do have 2 shields, but we do grab a shield because they need to shield up. Primarina. Hydro Cannon goes no shielded. I get the fire spin down. Now, they did remove the debuffs, but yeah, it doesn't matter because they ran out of HP first before they could get to another move. Beautiful lead into Ho-Oh. Gonna allow me to throw the Crunch before they go for a Sacred Fire. and before they potentially debuff themselves, which is probably going to be the second move. Oh, Solar Beam. Oh, cool. Cool, Solar Beam. Probably should have brought in the Solgaleo, but maybe there's a Tapu. Maybe there's a need for Solar Beam in the back that I can clutch up. I do shield up the heavy hitting Warp Time. They can't reach 2 Warp Times. But I may not be healthy enough. I could switch, and I should have done that. I should have swapped into Zygarde to be able to launch both moves potentially. But I do grab a shield. And I'm going to crunch, get them down to red. Be a little tricky. Gonna be able to survive and gonna see a Necrozma, which is a little tricky. I need to debuff. Going to shield the Outrage. Oh, it's bad moves for them. Can I grab the last shield? Yes, I can. I get the Fire Spin down. Let's go. Can I get the damage I need? Can I hang on? Fire Spin and Psychic Fang's able to KO the Ho-Oh. And we have another beautiful 5-0. To go from 26-44, climbing up to 27-16. That was phenomenal. And actually, I guess I dropped some elo after some battles after that. But back in mirror match, got a Zygarde v Zygarde. And let's see, can we win the debuffing game? Definitely was a lot of battles. But these are most, and they actually do have Outrage. They surprise and just win alignment. They're going to not get Shadow Claw down, which is a little tricky. What could be in the back? It's going to be a Landorus. Oh no. Sunsteel Strike is respected. Oh no, this is bad. Definitely not good. Shield of the Sandsteel Storm. They bring in another Necrozma, which is a little tricky. Tapu would have been perfect, but they would not have wanted to risk getting hit by the Sunsteel Strike. The Tapu. Can they KO me? Dog Pulse is not a KO. I don't Fire Spin down, and I mean, they have a shield. They're just going to be able to clean up and take the win. Unfortunate. Ho lead, okay, nice. Gonna be able to reach the first charge attack. And gonna get the defense drop. They're gonna go for Brave Bird and Dip. Gonna bring in the Necrozma. The Necrozma's got a pretty nice matchup. Aqua Tail is going to land. I mean, they're just going to have better pacing, but we should be able to reach moves and hang on without shielding. Do I want to shield? I actually do not want to risk getting KO'd. Going to throw ASAP still, though, because I will need the damage. I grab the shield. They bring in the Ho returning. And I time it right so I don't give a free Incinerate. And they're going to Brave Bird KO. I'm just going to bring in the Lion back. They do land and Incinerate. And I am able to reach a Dog Pulse after surviving 1 HP in a dream. Actually, maybe like 2. Couple. Gonna have no shield. Oh, actually, no, I'm gonna just no shield. But there's a Zacian. Let's go. And we are gonna just get this damage out. And kaboom! Solar Beam! Nuxization. We survive a move anyways, but actually they have back-to-back moves. Now, you could also run Iron Head, but which would have probably also KO'd. Actually, yeah. Let's go. Goodbye, Palkia. We were able to actually get the energy we needed by not KOing. Is we had no shields to protect us. We get met with the mighty Ho-Oh into our Lion Solgaleo, which is a terrible matchup. Psychic Fangs are going to still add up, though. And they're going to be left debuffed after the matchup. I reach one more Psychic Fangs, which is huge. And grabs a shield. And Zygarde is going to just be forced to come in to take the energy. Sacred Fire, that's actually fantastic. And we don't take 2 charge attacks. We are going to swap and bring in our other Lion. Wild Charge and Dip. Okay, and we find a Rhyperior, which is a little tricky. We're going to expect them to respect the Sunsteel Strike, and they do. Gonna shield up here. And I'm going to full send Sunsteel Strike 2. Kaboom! Able to take the KO. A little tricky. Am I going to be able to reach 2 Earthquakes? Am I going to be able to get them low enough so I can Shadow Claw down with Necrozma? Close combat. Oh my gosh. Do they not have play rough? Is this their downfall? Their debuff. Crunch. Almost takes him out. And then we Dragon Tail down a fairy. Let's go. We see another expert. Oh my gosh. We're so close. This team is cracked. It is actually so good. Gotta know how to play it though. Gonna stay in. Ooh, we're going to be met with an Amorous, which got Solgaleo to absolutely destroy an Amorous. And an Amorous, if you have the XLs to build a 50, if you have the rare XLs and you want to use the rare XLs, definitely an insane Pokemon right now. I mean, like, February is coming up with Valentine's Day. Honestly, they should put it back in regular ways. Put it in regular ways for the first time. We have Solar Beam opportunity. We kaboom! We full send the Solar Beam. We could only reach one move and KO. Want to KO the Kyogre. That was a beautiful sight to see. And we're going to see Tapu Lele. They can do damage into our Zygarde. But they're going to struggle when we have a shielded Necrozma. That's going to get some needed fast attack pressure. We actually have a move, so we're going for these crunches to grab shields. And I mean, I don't blame them playing till the end, but we just have a move. Actually could have thrown the Sunsteel Strike for the over KO and cooler animation, but let's go. The Lions putting in the work. Killing Zygarde. Zygarde's weaknesses on its back. Like basically covering for Zygarde. Beautifully. There's definitely lots of real nice Pokemon, especially Rhyperior, real nice into Zygarde. And if you have Origin Palkia, you are definitely in a good meta. We respect the Blizzard from the Kyogre. That would have been way too much damage. We're going to get a debuff onto Yveltal. Now, if there is a Rhyperior, this can be a little tricky of an endgame. But we get KO'd by Oblivion Wing. That's fine. Gonna shield up the Dark Pulse. You have 2 shields still. Oh, it's another line. It's fellow line. The Necrozma. It's gonna be real tricky to maneuver around. We need the switch clock to be up. Should I just take in the Fire Spin damage? Maybe. I do grab a shield, but is that going to make a difference? Now the debuff is key, but I make a perfectly timed catch. Oh my gosh. They are able to get rid of that debuff, but is that going to be able to keep them alive long enough? No. They cannot reach one last move perfectly timed. And that's a 4-1. Oh my gosh. From 27:01. 27:43. But unfortunately, if you knew what I would have titled this video, had I reached it, expert in Pokemon Go Master League, well, season high 7 elo off of expert. Stay tuned to see just what happens. Just a little too close at this point in the season, too high up for me. But yep, battles of got Palkia, Shield of Peace. Still, we do reach the dog post when they reach a next Aqua Tail and they take the KO. Should I have shielded? Maybe. No, that's not enough for a spatial end. Able to Dragon Tail down. I have a Earthquake too. Kaboom, to grab the last shield, which is good still. If I had just gone for Earthquake, that would have been nice. They say debuff. They have their own Necrozma. Mine is out of the battle. Able to get the debuff going. Gonna be tricky. I mean, I am debuffed, my attack, but now we're back to even playing field with them being debuffed, me having attack drop. But can I get rid of the debuff? Yes. And they're double debuffed. They're going to take me out. They're going to have QM. This is where I really needed an Iron Head. Because that could have KO'd them. Should have been able to reach enough energy for Iron Head. Maybe not. But 2 Psychic Fangs is enough. Can I Fire Spin down? Oh, no. 2 wasn't enough. And the Lion's Shadow calls me down before I can dish another Fire Spin. That was brutal. I really needed that win because, this battle, though, it's going to be nice. Into the Hobo. Braybird Kaboom. They're going to stay in. They're going to go to 2 Braybirds. It's going to be Force Shield, actually. Going to see Primarina, Waterfall Primarina. Actually, should have stayed in and launched a move. Should have used energy. But I'm going to be able to get the debuffs going. Get some big damage. I am tanky enough. And being Waterfall isn't doing unreal damage. But we do take them down to red. We have our trust in out Necrozma now. Zygarde comes in. Ooh, no. Oh, no. Energy advantage on Palkia. This is bad. We get the defense drop, which is key. They can't switch into anything. Do they have enough energy? Oh, they no shield. Let's go. There's hope. We can no shield. But they reach 2 moves. No. Perfect Palkia. Just too good. Do we have the health left to clean up what's left in their back? They're going to reach a move and easily KO with the Braybird. I cannot Shadow Claw down. That was a tough loss, but beautiful lead. And we bring in the Solgaleo for the Origin Dialga. Fantastic matchup. We can just no shield, go for the debuffs, get the damage. We do want them to do damage to us so they don't farm us down and have a move. So that's why we let the War of Time go. We were able to grab a shield, which is fantastic. Actually giving us real nice position. Psychic Fangs grabs the second shield. They need alignment, which they get. And actually, Duskmane can actually do a pretty okay job into the Giratina. And they're going to bring in Giratina. Going to go straight for the Dark Pulse. Shadow Claw v Shadow Claw. I'm going to shield up Omnusman. Can they reach a second Omnusman in time? They do not. And they have left me with way too much energy. No shield and kaboom! Absolutely dealing so much damage to the mighty Primarina. The fairy type got absolutely nuked. Almost one hit KO, but next battle we get a free win. We're in a good spot. We have an expert. They're below expert elo. Ho-Oh lead. Let's see. They are going to actually go straight for a Brave Bird. And they're going to dip. And I made an insane error. I should not have swapped. I should have just stayed in the Bacon Bird, the Shundo Bacon Bird. I was so heartbroken when I made the swap. I was so close. But they're too good of IVs. I can't reach the Sunstone Strike. I do grab a shield. But the energy is going to be real tricky. And with the very damaged Zygarde and no Necrozma, that Ho-Oh is going to just be insane to try to take down. I need them to have a Tapu Bulu to come in. And even the sucker, the Brave, just was so heartbreaking. I needed something to be able to farm down with insane amounts of energy. I needed Tapu Bulu so I could launch so much attacks from Psychic Fangs to take care of the Ho-Oh. This was just tough play. Even then, I mean, if I did play it right, that was still a tough battle. That's not what I want to see. This time, see a Yveltal in the lead, which is better, but it's a little scary to see what could be in the back. What they have. They could easily have a Ho-Oh to cover for the fairy weakness. They're going to bring in Zacian, which is so nice, so refreshing. And we're going to bring in Solgaleo, get the debuffs going, get the Fire Spin farm down. We should be able to survive 2 wild charges. Actually, I throw moves ASAP after they launch. Take the KO, which is... I definitely wanted a shield. Fire Spin is going to be pretty nice pressure. Just going to not be worth shielding. We're going to find a fellow Necrozma. They have a worse Necrozma. Do they see the writing on the wall? 2 shields apiece. I still have Zygarde for their Yveltal. They do concede. But unfortunately, I needed another win. And I go down to 27-31. And I'm just going to capitulate, which stay tuned for, see what other battles. There's still a good amount of time left in the season. I mean, if I would have gotten an expert this stage, would have been awesome. If I could have climbed up higher and reached almost legend, that would have been amazing. But sometimes just you can play so good and then you can play terrible. Just how it goes with Go Battle League. I mean, I was able to climb up so much. And this team is fantastic. Real fun. This is an ABB style team. Definitely high risk, high reward. And a big risk if you swap in at the wrong time. We're going to see Giratina into our Solgaleo. And, I mean, I'm just going to continue play. I don't want to leave early, even though I'm like, okay, I'm going to lose. Shadow Ball is going to be pretty... actually, I'm just going to leave at that point. Next opponent, expert. I mean, you got to beat the experts to get expert. Almost surely. Seeing no experts and reaching expert. It's kind of weird. But this is just a game. Yeah, totally. Yeah. My period lead. Gonna launch the Earthquake when I have it. And Earthquake kabooms. Good. Almost goodbye. My period. Not yet. I should be able to easily Dragon Tail down. Actually, no, I'm forced to throw Crunch, which is fine. I can take alignment or shield advantage, and they give me the shield advantage. I can't Shadow Claw down in time. They do reach at one last Breaking Swipe. No debuff, thankfully. Good energy. And then bringing their own Necrozma, I can launch a Dark Pulse before they reach one. I land it. I'm going to go to an even shield scenario. What could they have in the back as the third Pokemon? It is the mighty Origin Palkia. Can I grab a shield? I do not, but that's fine because I'm in Solar Beam range. And honestly, 5 Psychic Fangs is going to add up. Which is what the strategy is because, I only need 1 Solar Beam, but yeah. And that's a wrap to the video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this super long video. I do try not to do these, but with Go Battle League, 100 battles a day. And especially when I'm in the zone with the team I really enjoy, especially Master League with having just the best of the best. But thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel for daily Go Battle League videos. Hope you enjoyed. And if you've stayed till this long to watch, that is insane. Thank you. Almost an hour long video. But thanks for watching and goodbye.